So, you look at some of the recent breaches that were publicly shared in the past few months, and you you see that hackers or the bad actors, they're not trying to break the vault. They're trying to trick the security guard into giving them the keys. So what that tells me is that we can build thicker and thicker walls around our data, but that's not going to be enough. That's very static. There has to be a door. And as folks who are keepers of data, I believe we have to invest more in more dynamic types of controls for data that take into account many inputs and variables and things when they make a security decision. And that's something that you see all over the place in the digital world. You see it when you pay with your Apple Pay or Google Pay or whatever. You see it when you rent a car. You see it when you connect into a server. In the data domain, however, that has not yet happened. It's still very much around static controls that are not really taking into account enough input and enough behavior, enough things from what we call the zero trust domain. I believe that's going to change in the future, but that really keeps me up at night. That we think that we're all secure because we build those really thick concrete walls, but then there's always a door and someone can get through. That's just
Very often people buy other people's credentials, pay one-to-one Bitcoin for the use of, multi-factor authentication plus the logins and unabated guided tour through data assets within, the guard's domain. And one of the more interesting ways of getting on the front page of the magazines is keeping those doors wide open. And again, as you have mentioned, all of this can be prevented by observing what normal behavior is and what abnormal behavior is, and acting in real time versus setting up the traps and thickening the doors and creating a lot of process that taxes everyday quote unquote citizens.